Hello everyone, this is Moses, the one who help you if you're interested to study in Korea. Guys, GKSU 2022 is not far, the notice is not far from now. Are you preparing well the document? In today's video, I'm going to tell you what is the most important thing for you to be admitted for the GKSU 2022. And I will tell you the most thing you should prepare if you want to pass for GKS. In the last video, I explained to you while checking the GKS document one by one. So in today's video, I'm going to tell you what you should focus on while applying and the thing that you should know and the direction you should follow while applying for the GKS. Yes, the first thing to check is the preference conditions. The first thing to check is your Korean ability. If you have a certificate of TOPIK level 3 or higher, you will be given an extra 10% of the total, which is a really big score. And below you can see English skills. TOEIC, TOEFL, IELTS is the test that a lot of students takes. So this score also affects your passing probability. In fact, many students have English language certificates. And also, if you look at the bottom, it is written that applicants who won some prizes in national and international skill competition above are given preference when selecting of the associate degree. But in fact, even if you are applying through the embassy track, if you have an award, you should definitely submit it. So let's summarize it. There are 3 major advantages. The first one, your Korean ability. The second one, English proficiency. And finally, the third one is awards. In fact, these parts are not parts that you can prepare in a short period of time with few weeks remaining of the announcement. So let's take a quick look and talk about what you need to focus right now. Do you see here? This is how they rate you. The evaluation is done in 5 ways. First one is grade. Second one is personal statement. The third one is academic plan. And the fourth one is the recommendation letters. And the fifth one is official language score. Actually, grades and official language proficiency score are not something that you can change in very few days. If you are not confident in your grade and English proficiency, you have to prepare well, really, the rest of the document. First of all, you still have some time now, so you need to quickly find someone who can write a letter of recommendation to you. In fact, the person who can write you a letter of recommendation can be a dean or a teacher who taught you. But it's really important to get it from the dean of the school. Just take the time to find out about this part from now on. Now you have a personal statement and study plan remaining. This is a great opportunity for you to stand out other applicants. If you don't have good grade or an official language proficiency certificate, you need to show good performance in these parts. Then I will explain the direction to follow while applying or preparing your personal statement and study plan. In fact, there are things you ignore while preparing your personal statement and study plan, which is the purpose of GKS. Guys, are you familiar with the goal of GKS, right? The current government is investing in you to build a good relationship with your country. And you will study well in Korea and return to play a very important role in developing your country. And while developing your country, you have to be spreading a good image of Korea. So you have a duty to make Korea and your country very good. You also have a role to play in improving the image of Korea in your country. Like in a summary, you will study in Korea, then return in your country. And the goal of the GKS program is to play an important role in your country and elevate the Korean reputation. So if you're applying for the GKS and write that you want to find a job in Korea and live in Korea, you like K-pop, you are interested like in Korean drama and you want to live in Seoul, that's your dream, and you're applying because you want to fulfill your dream for living in Seoul. Guys, that is a bad example for you to apply. Be sure to write your document in line with the direction or the goal of the GKS have. And the next one, if it is possible, be sure to write down in specific details your future plans. How can you use what you have studied in Korea to promote Korea? And it is important to write that part in details. Now, let me summarize it. While studying in Korea, how specifically you will use what you have studied in Korea to help your country's development. And after studying in Korea, how can you elevate the Korean image after returning to your country? And lastly, you must write about this reason about why you have to study this major in Korea. So remember this part also. Now, let's take a look at the know-how the successful candidate said. The first know-how is the document written in Korean. Guys, you know that all documents in GKS must be written in Korean and English, right? So, if you have documents not in Korean or English, it must be submitted with Korean or English translation, and those translation has to be notarized from a public notary. Therefore, many students write their documents in English. But if you are good at Korean, you should definitely write in Korean. So, why should you write in Korean? Because it's a great opportunity to show your Korean skills. And speaking Korean well means that you are already used to Korea, and also means that you can adapt to Korean life very fast. Guys, adapting to Korea quickly is one of the most important factors. In fact, many international students find difficult to live in Korea compared than their studies. So, if you're already fluent in Korean and familiar with Korean media, it means that you already know some Korean culture and you can quickly adapt. In fact, many of the friends who passed the GKS are familiar with Korean culture and as well the Korean language. Therefore, writing documents in Korean is not only your Korean ability, but also you can indirectly show your affection for Korea and your ability to adapt very quickly. In fact, many of my friends who passed the GKS filled their documents in Korean. So let's continue and talk about the attitude. Korean who look at your documents are very interested in how well you will fit into the Korean social system. So they especially like the attitude of respecting Korea, attitude of trying to adapt quickly in Korean society. Like if you meet and bow your head like this and try to say hello in a very respectful way, it should show how well you know the Korean manners, and you will probably be able to make a good impression while passing the interview, because in the interview there are Korean who will be present. So use these tips in the interview. And in Korea, the issue of foreigners is continuing recently. In fact, like the social atmosphere in Korea is stricter than most of the countries. So when Koreans see free-spirited foreigners, they don't consider it as a good thing. So many international students have had some issues in Korea which has emerged in a social problem. So if you show that you are not someone who will cause trouble, if you will go to Korea, you will get good results. So Let me summarize it. First of all, fill out the document in Korean. Second, show your fast ability to be adapted or to get used to the Korean life. And finally, the act of respecting Korea and following Korean system. Yes, guys, I have talked about a lot of things related to GKSU and how you can pass that GKSU 2022. Hope you understand well and you are preparing well your document, and I wish you good luck. But if you have anything else you are curious about, please leave a comment below and see you in the next video. Bye!